And this is EconSoc's market recap for week 3. The budget deficit shrinks in the process of protecting jobs during the COVID-19 pandemic. On Thursday, the Treasury officials published the final budget outcome for the 2020 and 2021 Commonwealth budget. Last year's budget estimated that at the end of the financial year, June 30th, the size of the deficit would have been $161 billion. However, it has turned out to be smaller than expected, weighing in at only $134.2 billion. So why is the deficit smaller than anticipated? This can be credited to the easing of lockdowns, meaning Australians returned to relatively normal life, stimulating a surge of activity within the economy. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg stated the key driver behind the improved budget bottom line was the strength of the recovery in the labour market. He said, with more people in work and less people on welfare, the improvement in the labour market has been a key driver of the improved budget position. But a key question arises, will this last? Frydenberg admits that the gains made in the 2020 to 2021 budget numbers will probably be wiped out by the economic impact of shutdowns in the recent months, largely within New South Wales and Victoria, stating, by the time the COVID disaster payment has ended and the business support payments have ended, we'll be up to a bill of more than $20 billion. Also, governments plan to withdraw COVID disaster payments once vaccination targets have been achieved. The Morrison government has announced plans to start withdrawing emergency support payments from individuals. It states once a state or territory has vaccinated 70% of people aged 16 years of age, they will stop the automatic renewal of COVID-19 disaster payments for individuals. It claims people will have to start reapplying for the payment every week to remain legible. Once a state or territory has fully vaccinated 80% of people over 16 years, it will withdraw its stimulus payments after a fortnight. But what does 70% vaccination actually mean? It really means 56% of the entire Australian population, as only 20 million Australians are over the age of 16. This has health authorities concerned, as according to the original Doherty modelling, ending lockdowns at 56% of total population vaccinations would lead to a rise in COVID-19 cases. Now the Morrison government isn't saying state and territory governments should reopen their economies at those vaccination targets, but rather once state vaccination levels hit 80% will withdraw disaster payments, hence encouraging governments to open their economies by themselves. The Australian Council of Social Services, ACOS, is furious with the plan, as Treasurer Frydenberg stated that if individuals haven't returned to the workplace once the economy has opened up, the disaster payment will be withdrawn completely. They would have to apply for the normal unemployment benefits. This will see as many as 1.7 million Australians currently receiving the disaster payments in New South Wales, the ACT and Victoria end up grossly inadequate job seeker payments of $45 a day, which is less than half the $750 per week COVID-19 disaster payments. Also this week, a little unbiased look into politics. This week, New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian resigned from her position. Treasurer Dominic Perrottet is likely to become the new Premier. He will give an early test of fire with at least 3 by-elections to be held. Gladys's resignation was followed by Transport Minister Andrew Constance announcing his resignation and Deputy Prime Minister John Ballario also resigning from Cabinet. And that's all for this week's market recap. Have a good week.